Texas Gardener. It's Farmer Dan, Wannabe Texas Gardener. Today we're going to be working on putting up the cedar wood trellising system. It's a tripod that's made out of cut out cedar wood from the tree in the front yard. I saw this whenever I went to the Brazos Valley Master Gardener's plant sale a couple weeks ago. I saw it, it looked really cool. I was cutting down trees, saw, hey, I've got some cedar, I'm going to try one of these. So basically what it is 3 pieces of cedar wood limbs that's put into a tripod. You plant a trellising plant at the base of each one of the legs of the tripod, and then the plant grows up around it. You also put string, either fishing twine, fishing string, some sort of string or twine that goes up from the bottom, goes up to the top. That gives it some more area for the plants to trellis onto. And so today I'm going to work on getting just the tripod up. I'm going to set it up, figure out where the feet land, and then I'm going to dig those out with the post hole digger. I don't know, about 6 to 10 inches so that it sits down in there real good. And then I'm going to tamp some of the dirt back around it to hold it in place so that it doesn't fall down. I've got some screws to screw the tops together, so that keeps that in place. And then if we still get enough daylight, I may go ahead and wrap the twine around it. When we get the plants to put under there, we'll add that to the video as well. And so today's goal is just to get one of the tripods built. Alright folks, well there it is. Here's our first tripod made out of cedar wood. I got my 3 little holes dug. The feet sit down inside there and it pushes up against the ground, so that's what keeps it stable. I did put the dirt back over it just to kind of fill in the hole, pack it in a little bit. Did screw it together. I screwed it together first so that it would stay up while I moved it around to be able to dig the holes. I hung on it. I'm a pretty hefty guy, as you can see, and it held most of me without really wobbling or wiggling, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be able to hold some plants. But that's what I got right now, and then we'll show you the planting of the flowers. This one's going to be a flower trellis. Haven't decided what flower I'm going to plant here yet. I may do 3 of the same. I may do 3 different ones so that they mingle together and get different color. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But we'll take you along for the experience and the ride whenever we do plant it. And then, thanks for watching today. We're about to lose light. I'll come back on another day and show you the rest of it. Hey everybody, it's Farmer Dan here, Wannabe Texas Gardener. We're going to be working on our cedar post tripod today. The plan that I came up with, I can't find any flowers right now that I really want to put around it. And my mother-in-law told me that she kind of used the same principle with some pole beans. And so my plan is to plant pole beans around it. So what I'm going to do is I've got 6 purple pots. The purple pots are in, purple is my mom's favorite color. So I'm going to use the purple pots for her, the idea for my mother-in-law, and the need for some extra green beans for the family. To kind of utilize the tripod trellis system that was built. And so I'm going to fill up the pots with a mixture of cow manure, some mushroom compost, and I've got some extra potting soil. I've got some extra vermiculite and some extra, what else is there? Let's look under the tarp and see. Oh yeah, peat moss that I was initially going to return, but I never did. So we're going to put that stuff to good use, hopefully, and we're going to make us up a semi raised bed mix to put in the containers, and then I'm going to plant some stringless Blue Lake green beans in there. I'm going to try to do 2 seeds per pot. That'll give me 12 seeds, 12 plants, and then have them trellis up around the cedar tripod. So that's what I'm going to work on. The first thing I got to do is get the stringing system around, and so I'm going to work on that first, and then I'll bring you back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I got my stringing system up now. I've got some horizontal, some vertical string. It's that jute string. I mean, it's just put on there willy-nilly, just to give the vines something to grab onto, up and down, side to side. So hopefully they'll take off and have something to grow up on. Kind of a rudimentary trellising system, but hopefully it'll work. My mother-in-law says it does, so we'll see. All right, so my next step is going to be filling up the pots, and I'm just going to dump a couple of bags of all this stuff in the back of my little trailer here and mix it all up and put it down into the pots. I need to drill some holes in the bottom of my pots so there's some drainage down there, other than the little black things that are sitting in the bottom. But so I'm going to do that, and then I'll bring you back whenever we get ready to plant. Okay, I got my container potting mix all mixed together. I can put one bag of cow manure, 1 bag of mushroom compost, a half a bag of this Miracle-Gro potting mix, a little 14-quart bag of potting mix that I had laying around, and about, I don't know, 1/4 of a brick, if that much, of peat moss. Got it all mixed together, and I'm going to go ahead and fill up my pots and then start planting my seeds. So here we go. Okay, so I got my pots filled with the container mix, and I've got 2 holes poked across from each other in each one of the containers. I put 1 seed in each hole. So here you can see there's my container. I got 1 seed in there, 1 seed in there. Just going to cover it up. And I want that to sit straight in line with that string over the top, so that when the seed starts to grow up, it'll hit that and start to grow up the trellis. And so I'm going to put 2 containers on each side, kind of about 6 inches away from each one of the corner posts. So I'm going to have a total of 12 plants if they all germinate, and if they don't, that's okay. Whatever I get is what I'll take, obviously. And after I get them surrounded, I'm going to go ahead and water them in real well, and then let them grow. Now, there's some shade over, as you can see, the pine trees above. It's not like full sun over here, so I don't know how well they're going to do, but this is the place I wanted to put the trellis. It's already in the ground, so I'm going to try it. I mean, it does get sun in the probably about 5 or 6 hours. And if I look at the seed pack, it says days to germination 6 to 8, depth 1 to 1.5 inches, and I buried them about 1 inch down in there. Days to harvest is 60 to 65. Soak seed overnight in warm water, which I didn't do. I guess we'll see if it works. Along a trellis, sow seeds when soil is warm, which it is. Thin plants thin when plants are a few inches tall, which I'm not going to thin them out. I'm just doing 2 per pot. Pick early and often encourage production. It really doesn't say anything about sun. As far as when to plant in the zones, it's March to August on here, so we're into April, so we'll be okay. That'll work. So we'll see. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we're done. This is part of being a wannabe and trying to learn, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the pots all surrounded, then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Okay folks, so I got the beans planted, got them watered in, got them stationed around the trellis system, strings up. Now all we got to do is wait for God to work his magic and sprout us up some pole beans. So I wanted to go ahead and take you around again for another update on what's going on in the garden. Just real quick. Being how this is my first time to garden, I get excited over the little things, so I hope you bear with me on those. Here's our Celeste fig tree. That's not a worm, that's just something off a oak tree. Got some nice green foliage coming out. Looking good. Here's our other one. This one was smaller than the first one when we started, but it's doing extremely well, I think. I had to make a little modification to the raised bed. Something was jumping in there, probably Dozer. It looked like anyways from his foot tracks. So I put up a little, I used some of the cattle panels from the fence that was up over there, and I just tied it on to my upright posts. I'm going to trim off these edges and swing them around here and put them across the front, one on each side. And then I've got a smaller piece over there behind all the rest of them, and I'm going to build me a little makeshift gate that'll swing open. Here's J5 strawberries. They're starting to get some blooms. There's a little berry right there. They're looking good. That's our strawberry pot we got on vacation. Water bath. Sir sweeps a lot. He's not doing a very good job of keeping the garden clean, but that's okay. The onions are actually starting to green up a little bit. You can see the carrots. The carrots are starting to look like carrot tops. They're looking really well. Cabbage, only 3 of them came up. Well, I need to weed one of those out over there. My 4th one didn't quite come up, but that's okay. Like I always say, I take what I can get. The tomatoes, see, you can see a dozer track right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. So the tomatoes are looking good, starting to grow. Got my bush beans. Probably ought to weed a couple of those in the back out. I don't know, I may just see how they grow. Squash plants. Here, I'm trying to find a baby. Here's a little baby squash. There's another one. That one over there's got a couple. That one's got a couple on it over there. You can barely see through the flowers. Some more bush beans. Little pepper. Nice big tomato plants growing. Even the one I was giving up on is coming back. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be almost, I need to start getting these strings up for my trellis on my tomatoes, especially this guy. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a beefsteak. That one over there I'm almost positive is a Tommy toe. I don't know what happened to this guy. He's got something weird going on here, but he's still green. I think maybe once we get him strung up, he may work out. I don't know. If anybody out there knows what happened to that dude, let me know. It's a nice one there. Here's our peppers. Again, the little scragglers starting to turn green. You see water on there. We had a little bit of rain this morning. So, I mean, things are growing. That's the most important part. Things are growing. You see these little green things here? Last weekend, I went through this bed and I literally picked out 684 of those. And I guarantee you there's over 1,000 of them again. I don't know what they are, where they come from, but they're here. And now we got an update on our blackberries. That's the first one that came out. About a week ago, he's only an inch tall. He's doing well. We got another one right here. And we got another one right there. I think that's one. Uh-oh. Look who come to visit. Say hi to the camera bunny. She just likes loving. There's supposed to be another one back up there. I haven't seen it sprout yet, but we'll give it some time. This one is the big one. He came up first, so we'll see how he does. But hey everybody, I want to thank you for joining me today. The lighting's bad. Thanks for joining us today on the Wannabe Texas Gardener. Just a little update on how the garden is doing and the planting of the pole beans. You know, doing these videos keeps me inspired to continue going and just, you know, just learn more and put out, you know, better content videos. And I really appreciate everybody who watches them. I hope you like it. If there's something that you'd like to see, or you know, maybe see me try or something, just let me know down in the comments. And if it's something I think I can tackle, I will try. And you know, like, subscribe, and share, and all that YouTube jargon. And I really appreciate all y'all support. Bonnie, you just knocked over my blackberries. Bonnie knocked over the blackberry bush. And with that, I'm gonna leave you. Thanks a lot. Bye.